Alright, well, it's August 7th and more work continues to be done. We've managed to locate the foundation penetrations down there for the main sewer out, which took a little while and a couple of trips out here from the excavator guys, but managed to figure out where those were at and then dig them out. There's actually two. This one's probably going to be the output for most of the house, and that other one over there will handle just the kind of corner bathroom and garage, and then they'll meet up outside for the main waste vent. Now that they've got the plywood on the outside of the garage, started to actually mark here kind of in the middle. It might be hard to read, but where the sort of main electrical panel will probably be on the inside, and then the meter box will be on the surface outside, just to start giving people the idea of where some of those appliances or I guess the circuit breaker panels and things are going to go when the electrical comes back in. And plumbers made decent progress again today. They've actually got the whole kind of rear of the house plumbed. This bathroom has been kind of re-roughed in. It doesn't look like they quite got to this area for this tub drain yet, but they got the sink roughed in, and they've got the drainage work underneath done. And so they finished basically our master bathroom, the rear outdoor sink, and then the kitchen island. So they're kind of working their way out. They really only have the little powder room that's kind of in this area left to do, and then the bathroom that's right next to it, sort of the main house bath, and then that corner bath over in the office. So they're probably about half done after about a day and a half of work, which is good, because once they're done with the rough plumbing, they'll probably have to do at least some of the rough gas work as well. Everything's been laid out for them in terms of where the new meter is going to go, and you know, I've got all the gas locations called out, basically saying, you know, this is where the gas is going to have to come up, and sort of what appliance is going to be there. That's a 100,000 BTU cooktop, and then the other places are labeled accordingly. It's really just the cooktop and the two fireplaces for the most part that really need anything. So gas work is really not that involved. Should be fairly easy for them, which is good. So then they get their stuff done and we can get the flooring inspected. You can see for the decking, the framers at least put a temporary deck down, as well as just temp railing to kind of hold things here and make it a little bit safer. But the nice thing is you get a real sense of what the deck is going to be like when it's ultimately finished, and just sort of the scale of things, and it does give you more space just for staging materials and things for the project. So it's getting there. It's nice to kind of see things starting to look again more and more like the house. I think we've decided on the decking material that we're going to use as well, and some of that's kind of, I guess, informed by the fact that it has to be a certain thickness just to work as the decking. So we'll have to confirm that with the framer, but I think we're close on that. And then in the front of the house here, they've finally gotten to starting the framing here. So the main sort of dining room window here has been framed in. That's kind of the final size it's going to be, and then they've started framing in the new opening for the doors here off the living room that open up out to the yard off this little patio. Haven't gotten too much done there. Obviously that's not really completely framed in yet, but it's at least a decent approximation of sort of the size of everything, and they got it, at least that big header and that big glue lamb beam in up there. So it's coming along. Of course, the one thing naturally that happened, even though it's a drought in California and it hasn't rained here in ages, it rained last night. Actually a pretty good deal. I came up to the house and I thought someone had been spraying things down with a hose because the driveway was soaking, but unfortunately we got a fair amount of rain on the back of our roof, so some of the kind of dirt and wood stuff kind of leached through. It doesn't look like there's any major damage, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. Definitely wash it when we're done, but you can kind of see little spots where there were some holes and water kind of leaked through. So hopefully it gets a chance to dry out really well. I'm not super concerned with it, but we will have to definitely wash it down. And there's a couple of boards toward the bottom which probably got a little bit more water that are slightly discolored, so we'll have to probably reprime and repaint those, but that's still a relatively minor task, just given the amount of work that would go into redoing the ceiling completely. So just fingers crossed it doesn't rain anymore and that the drought stays in effect, at least for another month or so, and then we'll hopefully get the paper down, and then it will be waterproof for the most part. So we're moving right along, and it's looking better every day.